Welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh, Amy hates potato boy. That's cute. Welcome to WTAF. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Danielle. Hey,
I
everybody.
just saw that. I needed that laugh tonight.
I thought I'd throw
That's
you
funny.
one. If you guys only knew what the last 20 minutes was.
Right?
Oh, goodness.
So sorry to make all of you wait. That was not intentional. It was like we were going live and life happened and things got crazy. So, hey,
Yes.
everybody down in the chat, Dawn Keller, Mama Mia, Car Guy, Jennifer Hayes, Ashley Kane, Mama Mia, I think I just said you, Bridget, D. Kaz. Oh, Raquel's here. Hey, Raquel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey. Long
Hey,
time no see.
hey, Yolanda. Hey, Ashley, DJ, Stephanie. So many of you are here. Fancy Nancy. Amy, is that your mom?
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. Hold on. Where is it?
Hold on. I'll put it up on the screen. We're flying off the cuff tonight, guys. So,
Totally.
yeah,
You want
totally.
to talk about multitasking? I looked like one of those one-man band people, and I had like a little organ grinder monkey next to me trying to get over here. I was playing the kazoo, the drums, the guitar, all at once.
Meanwhile, I was just over here burning stuff in the oven. So, you know,
Oh,
I'm
did
trying
you
to
get?
find Fancy Nancy's comment. I'll find it. Um, I want to know if this is your mom. Did I get what?
I don't know if that's my mom or not. She's sneaky.
Hey, Glowing Ember. Hey, Amy. Hey, Diane. Hey, Wifey.
Oh, slam our head. You're funny.
Slam RN. Hey,
Hi, Car
Peggy.
Guy 72. Yeah, I don't know. My mom's sneaky. She's like yours. Like, I'll sit there and I can't sleep, and it's like 3:45 in the morning, and I'm like, maybe I'll just post this meme real quick. And the minute I do it, it's like, why are you sleeping? Oh my gosh. What are you hiding on
Yeah,
Facebook?
that's totally my mom. She might even be listening right now. She might text me and say, "Don't talk about me texting you at one when you're supposed to be sleeping."
Oh,
So
well, I
funny,
brought my mom
mom.
dinner this morning, so she should be sweet to me.
Oh, good.
True Crime Chunky, thank you for joining, for getting a membership, or what?
Yeah.
How do I say that? I don't know what it's called. My brain is dead.
YouTube
Thank you
member.
for
Thank you for becoming an F bomber.
an F on it. Okay, because I don't like the word member. Sounds weird.
I know. Hey, Doodle, Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome. Don't worry. We were late too, and we still haven't even started talking. So
That's right.
you haven't
Did
missed a thing.
ooh, no, Glowing Ember, I did not, but I was in
No.
the middle of a crisis.
Yeah.
So,
We'll check the email for sure.
yeah,
Hey, Alexis and Roxanne. So, what do you guys want to talk about tonight?
wait, how does she have those cute little emojis that I don't have?
Because we joined the membership.
Oh, because I'm not a membership person.
You
No,
didn't.
I'm not your mom.
You didn't join our channel membership, Amy.
I do. It's on my list. You want to talk about my list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy Nancy said, "No, I'm not your mom, but I do have a daughter that's probably your age." LOL. Amy's mom is Nancy, and sometimes she's in the chat. So I thought maybe her mom had changed her name to Fancy Nancy.
Yeah.
But thanks
And
for joining.
she likes the Fancy Nancy books too. So,
Yeah. Hey, Cherie. Hey, Fighting Crime 247. Oh, Cherie just thought my phone. Surrey thought I said Surrey when I said Cherie.
oh,
Um,
That's why I can't say Alexis in front of like with the door open.
You're gonna
Otherwise,
sound like
she
Alexa.
starts talking. Yes, exactly. She can get me one mouthy biatch.
So, Amy, let me tell you about our channel membership. So you should join.
Oh, okay.
You
Please
can get
tell
a
me.
taco emoji, Amy.
Shut the front door.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's lots of talk about Leticia since we posted those letters, and I saw a really interesting comment today. It was interesting and disturbing at the same exact time.
My favorite kind. Do tell.
How many times did Tisha reference seafood?
Oh, at least three.
Okay, so somebody left a comment on our YouTube earlier, and I'm sorry that I don't have your name, whoever you are that left the comment. It popped up on my phone when I was driving around earlier and made a very valid point that Tisha left Gannon like to be seafood.
Ew.
That I mean, that's not my words, but it kind of I was like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of that. It's very disturbing to think about. It's very
Oh, yeah. I just got the like.
it's very not politically correct. It's very upsetting. I don't want anybody to think that I think that's humorous or that we think that's humorous.
No, I don't think it's humorous at all.
I think it is a valid point though. Because if you look at her letters, how many times that's all she talks about in her letters is Florida and seafood and how she is, she was an oppressed stepmother, an oppressed mother, a victim of
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence. There's actually a lot in her letters. I think it's a lot of read between the lines.
It is. I think I'm shocked that, I mean, again, I always have to remember that I feel this way because I'm not a crazy killer, but, and I have a rational mind
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. But if I were her attorneys, I would be like, Ixnay on the Orda play. Like, let's not talk about how much you want to go to Florida because it's weird. It's weird.
It's
Don't,
very weird.
don't,
And
don't.
then, and then, yeah, Lily, I agree. I think she thought that too. Um, we had talked about when we first read the letters the night that I completely jacked them all up and all that stuff, but you guys got the gist of them. When we first read them, we had talked about how she mentioned Destin, and Destin is very close to Pace. I actually had a friend who lived in Fort Walton Beach in the Destin area, very close to Pace. So for her to even put in that letter that I forget the other place she said was her favorite in Florida, but for her to put Destin in there as her favorite and
Mm-hmm.
being found in Pace, that is
Well, she put some other places in Florida, but we redact them because they were part of the context of what we were, you know.
right, right.
But yeah, she loved Florida, and I don't. All I know is if I was her attorney, I would just say let's not talk about that because it's not appropriate.
Yes, Jennifer Knight, Palm Beach was the other place she mentioned.
Mm.
And Amy Asif, I agree. I don't know how they could defend her when she won't shut up. It's unbelievable, right?
I don't know how they let Leticia into Palm Beach because I promised you she wouldn't fit in there. And that's just me being
Right,
petty or
right.
stuck up. I don't know.
You're not being petty. I mean, you're just being real. I mean,
Yeah.
um, somebody asked, or 1 hour dry floors. It's weird that she would write us. Why is it weird?
She wants to talk. She can't keep her mouth shut.
She
Her
can't.
her ego is so big, and she's when I use these words like not rational or delusional, I'm not insinuating that she's not competent, okay? Because there's a difference, but she's delusional.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks for joining, Raquel.
Yay!
Exciting. We're going to update the emojis this week, guys. They're going to be better. They're still going to
Hmm.
be along the same lines, but we're going to have better ones on there for you guys to pick from.
Do you have
Um,
any suggestions, you guys, real quick? I've
yeah.
got my list.
What emojis did you like?
And I've actually got my purple Crayola marker and everything, so I can write it down.
Do you have your 5-star out?
I do have my 5-star out. Look, can you hear me flipping the pages?
I can. Can you hear my dog drinking water?
No, but probably because I
How does she know us? She doesn't know us.
we just wrote to
One,
her.
1 hour drive floors, and it actually wasn't Amy or I that wrote to her. It was one of our team members. We have
Mm-hmm.
quite a few people. It's our faces up here and our voices on the screen, but um, we have great a great support team behind
Mm-hmm.
us that is always working alongside of us. So um,
Always.
I don't know why.
Always.
I guess she doesn't know Lee Egan and she still talks to her all the time.
That's
She
right.
called Plunder. Do you remember that, Amy, when she called
I
Plunder?
do. I do. I do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Plunder missed the call. She's like, no.
I know. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. I don't think T discriminates. I mean, she might pick and choose who she writes back to, but I guess maybe if you catch her on the right day, you know.
Yeah.
So she gained, we don't know how she gained our trust, but address, when you write an inmate in jail, you have to put your return address on there. So she had the return address to write back.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect time to put this comment up. Glowing Ember said a husky emoji. And, oh, he's still talking. And Eduardo the bird emoji would be fun. And somebody else up here, April Parker, said we need a husky emoji.
I
So,
think we need a box of tissues.
do you guys want a box of tissue emojis? Oh, can we have a veil emoji?
Yes. And a potato with like a line through it. No potatoes. No potato zone. Kelly,
Yeah.
she is going to get a second evaluation. Yes.
Yeah, she's headed for a second evaluation at the request of her defense team. And then the first competency evaluation she had done, the second letter she wrote to us, she actually wrote it a week after she got back from that evaluation. And then she went to court earlier this month. They said that competency evaluation, she was found to be competent. Her defense team requested a second one. So she's going for another one, and the judge will make a decision in November. So that's where that stands right now. Well, they have all kinds of suggestions down here.
They do. And I feel
Can
really
we get
dumb.
a porta potty emoji? How
Oh,
about a bucket emoji?
there you go.
Peanut butter emoji. Oh my gosh. Because T got
Oh, that's right. I was sitting here and I'm like, why don't I remember peanut butter? Because of her letter. Okay. The secret message, threatening messages in my peanut butter.
Yeah.
How about a
So,
cousin it emoji?
hey, AJ, aka Audrey, thank you for that.
Yeah.
AJ said she is lurking and listening. Just wanted to say I appreciate your channel for always keeping it real and professional. Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I have on my list: a husky, a squirrel, a guardo, a veil, a box of tissues, a potato, a tiny violin, peanut butter, bucket emoji, cousin it. So there you go. Oh, and of course an F bomb.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like
Cannot.
I think I'd like a baboon.
You're about to get something else in a minute.
No, I'm serious. I like them. They're cute animals.
Do you like just like one or two?
Two. You
Like
always have
Noah's
a
Ark?
duo.
Yes.
You always have to have a duo.
There were two
Um,
baboons on the grassy knoll.
yes.
That's
Yes.
right. A shovel.
A
Okay.
shovel, huh?
How about a hoe?
A bucket of
A wackadoodle. I don't know how to draw that.
Hey,
Oh,
Beverly. You
oh, we
guys
could.
realize we've talked about a whole bunch of nothing so far, but I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So just so you know, let's see. For those of you listening,
Amanda.
we have been on like, probably 11 minutes. So go ahead and just tell your friends in the comments to fast forward.
Yes. Amanda has a suggestion, Amy.
Oh, wadded
I,
up bubble gum. Good idea.
that's not okay. You know it. Oh gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
a white flag for surrender. Okay. All
do you see
right.
Amanda's on the screen?
I do. It looks like Hubba Bubba.
Two brains. I'll take that. A surrender flag
Sloths,
emoji. A,
sloths, pachyderms.
a raccoon emoji holding a gun. You guys are cracking us up. Oh, a zombie emoji. There
There
you
you
go.
go. That's a good one.
So, a potato dressed in Jesus clothes.
But a pile of stolen diamonds.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, some people will probably be happy about that, but we'll keep
Oh,
going
stop
here. A
it.
dinosaur. Yes, we need a dinosaur.
Of course we do. I know I had to get rid of my name because I would go on other channels and they would be like, "Who is this?" And I'd be like, "Well, I'm on WTAF." And they're like, "No, you're not. That's Amy. You're Amy Sawyers." Ah, and I had to drop it. But that's okay because there's people on my team that call me Ms. Rex. So I kind of love it.
Oh my gosh.
Jurassically brilliant.
Raquel wants tissue pants.
I have that on my list, Raquel. I'll
You
hook you up.
guys
I
hear
do.
those huskies back there? Um, Lily said you gotta do the armed raccoon.
Leslie Irwin. Okay, good. Somebody, or Lisa Irwin. I accidentally deleted your message. I got all excited over here. I got to sit on my hands.
Hi, Freudian slip. Freudian
The,
slip. Hi, girls. I love your channel. Thank
aw.
you.
Oh, Undercover Mother 2020. I got a little trail of dinosaurs.
Yes. You guys are cracking me up.
You spit out your green tea, Lauren Elizabeth. Oh, duck lips with Kool-Aid lipstick. Yeah, there you go. Police.
You guys have so many
I'm
ideas.
literally making a list.
A potato in a tinfoil hat.
Hmm.
A
Oh, Alexis and Roxanne, are you in our Facebook group, the Gannon group? And I apologize if you are. I'm the worst with recognizing people. And plus, sometimes the names are different from platform to platform. But do you remember when I did Leticia in the jail cell with a Gordo and the pile of diamonds
yes.
and the
Yes.
poster for, what was the poster? Oh, Outer Banks This Way.
Yeah. Joe Jolly Rancher emoji. Ashley Kane wants to know if you could do a Lori face with Joker makeup. We really just have to take it like her picture. And I think
There
we
you
got
go.
a
A
picture.
Lily Pulitzer
Oh my
dress.
God. You guys, garden life at Eden Springs would be awesome the rest of our lives if we do
Yeah.
a Lily Pulitzer
Well,
dress.
as long as you don't say Vera Bradley at the same time, that really sets her off.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trigger. It's a definite trigger. Yep.
A
Yep.
Kate Spade purse, Poshmark emoji. You guys are on a roll. So we'll keep talking about that. Keep dropping your suggestions. What do you guys think about T's letter? I'd love to hear your insight, like genuine input, what you think. If you think she's just completely full of, you know what, I think she is. But there's some other things in there, like her Jesus references and her religious references. And did you see the one part where she called that guy a monster, but then crossed out and wrote minister?
How do you feel about that Freudian slip?
Yeah.
Oh
You
God.
love Lily Pulitzer. Totally nothing against Lily Pulitzer. I made a comment very on in our coverage of Gannon, and I made a comment about T and her Lily Pulitzer stuff and her Vera Bradley. And this other YouTube channel, it's not a channel, it's just like a random person, I think, who was buying stuff off of T on Poshmark. She came out swinging because she was so offended. So it's just a joke we have now. Lily Pulitzer does have some cute stuff.
Yeah, I used to buy Isabella that when she was
Yeah,
younger.
they have cute stuff, but I really, really offended this person who
Very much so. I mean,
was
she wrote
so
a
offended. She would
yeah.
comment and say how innocent T was, and then she would end it with like, "Leave my Lily Pulitzer alone and leave my Vera Bradley alone." Um,
Yeah,
it's
she read
a joke
she
now.
she wrote a manifesto. I mean, it was a little insane.
Did she spell teacher wrong? Let me look. I would.
Emoji of an egg flasher with a raincoat. What?
Yeah, she's a soldier for Christ.
Yes. Did you see somebody wrote confinement Christian? Like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, how did she get a PhD with writing like that? So this is the thing about the PhD. I will read a comment that we had very early on. This was in our private chat, and we did deep research into this. So T claims to have gotten her doctorate, and it was supposed to have been in 2019. There were no pictures, there was no big deal made of it. When you get a doctorate, you get hooded and everything at the graduation. You usually have an escort um, from the college and the, what is it, the dean of students or the person who's in charge of the college.
The provost.
Yes, yes. Takes two people to put that robe hood over your head, and it's on a big screen stadium at the library on live stream. There's none of that for Leticia. So we're not sure. We've never been able to verify that she has, because she calls herself Dr. Stout. And she was saying that before she went to jail. Yeah, Yolanda, we've looked it up too. See, Yolanda said she looked up her license and she doesn't have one. I don't believe she does either. I think it's just
The
in her
only
own.
I will tell you the only thing that we found was and it wasn't a doctorate. It was a listing in the Liberty University yearbook, and it was post master's degree training, and she was in there as Tisha Harden, and that was it. And that was in 2016, and I had
Right.
to look through 3 years of digital online yearbooks that were super tiny, even on your computer. So didn't find anything.
My dogs are crazy tonight. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so these are the titles that she had herself listed as under her professional titles: a curriculum developer at School District 49, an education specialist in South Carolina, a special education teacher, online instructor at SHCC, an educator, teacher, and at risk youth coordinator at Horry County Schools, special education teacher at Horry County Schools, human services specialist at South Carolina Department of Social Services. And then she's got a Doctor of Education, EDD, Educational, Instructional, and Curriculum Supervision listed from January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2019 at Liberty University. And then she again has it listed Doctor of Education, EDD, Educational Leadership and Administration General from January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2014.
No,
Um,
don't don't bet anything that she's a doctor. She's not. The only thing that we found was her listed for masters in education. What was it? As an educational specialist at Liberty University. She was listed as an alumni in that program,
right.
and
And that
that's
was
it.
she said she got her master's from Capella University
Right?
at the end of 2011. So
It's
I,
weird.
yeah, it's very weird. I think it's in her head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
I think maybe she aspired to complete that program and it didn't happen.
Well,
She can't even use the right form of, so for example, you know how when you're writing a letter, when you say, I want an apple, AN, right? You use
mm-hmm.
AN when you are talking, when your next word is going to begin with a vowel. She doesn't even do that.
No.
That you see that in her writing. It's not writing that is educated.
Well, I think I can't remember if we shared this with you or not, but we checked the requirements to get teacher certification in the states that she resided in. And you will notice that her employment falls apart after she leaves North Carolina. North Carolina doesn't do extensive background checks. So it might have been that they didn't even check to make sure she really had a degree or not. Because your licensing, remember when we looked up the state licensing? Because you're licensing to teach, you're qualified to teach us through the state.
Yes.
So after she leaves there, she has one or two jobs, but then it falls apart. So what she did is she started in North Carolina where they didn't check, and then maybe she went somewhere else and they were like, wow, she was good to go in North Carolina because they don't know any better. Then she's good to go here. But then you move somewhere like Colorado where they do the FBI background check and it falls apart. And that seems to be what happened.
Right. Right.
Because basically the the very simple, sorry my voice, the very simple answer to this is that Colorado extended an offer of employment on what, two jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was two separate jobs, yeah. And then she did the paperwork, and then upon the return of her background check, they don't say this, but they rescinded their offer. So
Mm-hmm.
it would appear to be that she looked good to go because she could walk the walk and talk the talk, but she didn't have something didn't work out right. Either she lied about her past employment history, she lied that she'd been let go, or they found out on top of everything else she didn't have the credentials she was claiming to have. We don't know for sure,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
definitely she did not. She's very defensive about how she left her positions in North Carolina, and it's all in her words, and it is all a bold faced lie. So, and very easily proven to be so. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Beverly Browell. Thank
I
you. That's
think
a
her
great
whole,
interview.
yeah, thank you, Beverly. I think her whole, I think a majority of her life is based on lies.
Mhm.
And it was just starting to crumble.
Well, I mean, if we're being realistic, how does somebody get a teaching degree? And this was something we were working on in the past, and we're still working on it because how does she get a teaching degree with the criminal history that she had?
She wouldn't, I mean, we've had this over and over again. She wouldn't in Florida. There's
No,
no way. But
no.
see, North Carolina doesn't do that kind of check.
And that's
Do
what we
not,
were working on. And
yeah.
you guys, we have a
Do not
million.
let your, yeah, don't let your children go to school in North Carolina because you don't know who's teaching them. I'm just going to tell you right then, or
Right,
right now.
right.
Don't. They don't do background checks on their educators.
Jane
Um,
Doe had an interesting comment. She said a doctorate in education is meaningless, so is a master's. Those education degrees are designed to be very easy to get in order to bump up teachers' pay and nothing else. I'm a teacher, so I know this. I agree with you because I have quite a few friends that are teachers, and even when I was going to school, I remember our teachers telling us that their pay was based on what level of a degree they had. Um, so if a teacher came into a school and they had a bachelor's and there was another teacher who had a master's and they taught the same subject, the teacher with the master's made more money,
well,
basically.
yeah, but that's pretty standard in most industries,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I know my mom did a master's and then she was like board certified and she had to work really hard to do that. I mean, I
Melissa,
remember,
sorry.
I just remember because I was probably like 16 when she was doing it and it was labor intensive. But I mean, I get what your point is though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it, but if a 24-year-old goes in for a job interview with a company and whatever they usually get paid less than like somebody that has 6 or 7 years industry experience on top of them and more
right,
education.
right. Melissa Seeger said, does anybody know when T was fired from the job she had gotten before she murdered Gannon? In the first few days of him being missing, it was said she was let go that Friday prior to her murdering him. That is true. We have
Mm-hmm.
that letter, the public statement from the school that let her go. So she was officially let go from that school on the 24th. Um, we don't know if she knew that though, because on the 27th, or it was actually the 26th, the night of, and then early morning hours of the 27th, she was Googling about leaving a child home alone that was sick so she could go to
Mm-hmm.
work. That could all be part of her mind games as well.
Right. And
So,
well, and wasn't there a statement by the I think they called it the district that they had made 2 attempts to contact her and it had been fruitless and they like left a voicemail or something like that.
yeah, there might have been. I
So
don't remember. It's been such a long time. I'd have
I
to go
know
back.
there was I know they said that they had made attempts to communicate that with her and I can't remember if it was a voicemail or an email, to be honest, but I'm 100% sure they made a statement that they had reached out to her. And because
Right.
we had talked in past lives, like, did she not get it, or was that something that began to set off a pattern of events in her, and she just wasn't going to accept that that happened?
Yeah. Yeah. Raquel, you could be onto something there. Raquel said I'm betting, and she purchased a degree, and it says that she paid, and she says what she paid for it to say. That's possible.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds like something she would do.
it does. I don't know. Did Scott Peterson have fake degrees?
I don't
Did
know.
I don't remember that.
I
If
don't
anybody
either.
knows in the chat, let me know. Robbie S asked if Scott Peterson had fake degrees.
I'll have to
Um,
look that up.
yeah, and Beverly, you're right. She did tell them that morning that her stepdad was killed when he had
Hmm.
been dead, like I think it was 10 years, something like that.
Well, he was killed. It just didn't happen that morning. I
Right,
mean,
right, right.
so that's not
Hmm.
really a lie.
That's interesting to me that people buy fake degrees. It's really
Oh,
quite insulting.
it's ridiculous.
I didn't even know that was a thing, you guys. I didn't know you could buy fake degrees.
Yeah. Yep. I
Ariel,
mean, they don't, in the digital age, they don't. I'm sure there's people that 30 years ago got away with that or whatever, but it would be very difficult to get away with now.
yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very.
Ariel Mama says, I have a feeling T had a bad feeling about her house of cards crumbling down. Killing Gannon is her biggest con. She sees truth as losing control, so she'll never confess. Oh, I don't think she'll ever confess
I
either.
don't either.
She'll stick to
No,
the story she has.
no.
Um,
Or make a new one.
yeah.
She likes doing that too.
Mm-hmm. She does like doing that.
Yep, the fake polygraph. Yes. That was, I don't mean to laugh. Actually, I have the discovery in front of me because I pulled it out for tonight, or this is the affidavit. Sorry. Um, I have the arrest affidavit in front of me. Yeah, when the fake polygraph news, like, I remember, do you remember reading it that day? Do you remember when
Yeah.
it came out and we were just like, all text each other, like, oh my God. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
Hmm. Yeah, she definitely did the fake polygraph thing. Hey, sweet crazy. Um, Mary McGuire. Oh, you guys are talking about Scott Peterson. Okay.
She said she will love, DJ says she will love the attention the trial will give her. You know, I think she will too, but those first few days that we saw her in court, she, her eyes were black as night and she just looked like the way she was hiding her face and the way her attorney was trying to block the camera shots and whatever. It's a mixed message. I think she likes to talk big when she's in her cell and writing letters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when she's actually sitting in the courtroom and she's got a big old, you know, officer standing over her and she's in arm and leg and waist shackles, it's a whole nother story. Yeah, Jodi
Yeah.
Arias did love it. She did. She's a piece of work.
I'm gonna pull up Keisha's letter. By the way, we do have the letter, and we are going to be dropping it tonight into Patreon. I have to figure out a way to get it to you, our F bombers down there, our YouTube members, because I promised you that we would make sure that our YouTube members got it too. Um, all we ask is that when we do drop it, these are our rules. So when we put stuff in Patreon, it's to remain in Patreon, and that's because we do not want our documents altered. So if everybody could play nice and not share it, or if you are a creator or anyone else who would like access to them, we do share and we're very kind and are happy to share with creators and stuff. Just
Mm-hmm.
Just
Have some ethics.
send
Yes,
us an
Robbie S.
email. Send us an email, and we will be happy to share with anybody who would like to discuss it on their own
Yeah,
channel.
we've done it in the past quite a bit.
Hold on
We
one
just
moment. I keep getting a phone call I have to take really quick.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, let me see. Robbie S says she, meaning Jodi Arias, loved torturing Travis's family in court. Yes, she did. And it was disgusting. But I remember when that trial was going on, and I would come home from work and run to the TV and put it on. And it almost worked out for me because of the time difference. I was hooked on that trial. Yes. Bendham 63. She did, and Jody thought she was a superstar. Yeah, she did. Have you guys ever heard Kurt Nermy talk about defending her and how he tried to get off the case? It's That's a whole nother story right there. Oh, Rainbow Bright, you watched the 13, you watched the whole trial too. Yeah, I was hooked. I couldn't believe it. It was so mind-boggling and salacious. I mean, I remember when I heard that she had crawled in a dog door and slept under his Christmas tree, and I thought, oh my gosh, who is this woman? She reminded me, if you guys ever saw what is the movie? Wedding Crashers, the girl that Vince Vaughn ends up with. She's like, I will find you. That's Jodi Arias in the very benign version. She's going to blame Alex for Gannon's murder, in my opinion. Ugh. Yes, Kara Rose. He did. He wrote a book called Surviving Jodi Arias. Yep. Jane Doe, I don't know why she disliked Gannon so much. I really don't. I just don't think she wanted I don't know. I have a list of reasons in my head. They're not like reasons why I think she did something right. um I think she resented Landon. I think she resented being home with the children all the time. I think she picked something, you know, like what would hurt these people the most, and that was it.
I'm back.
Yay. Yeah, Juan Martinez got disbarred. He no longer has a license to practice.
Hmm.
So that's another little thing on that trial. Kurt Nermy abandoned his law license.
I'm gonna have to
So
listen to the replay because I missed a lot.
yeah, not really. We were just chit chatting.
Okay, so one of her statements was, I had to be a perfect mom, treated like she put a oppressed stepmom, and it should have been an oppressed stepmom, officer's wife, teacher, etc. Like, what was going on in her head that all of those roles that she plays in her life, she was a victim?
I don't know. Jane Doe says, so was the daughter, meaning Lena, next to be eliminated. I don't think she had a plan like that, but it is been said and been noted that Lena experienced abuse at Leticia's hand as well, and it was severe abuse. Severe.
Ariel Mama, I saw your comment and I that's a good idea. I'm gonna come back and screenshot it and figure something out with that.
I did too. I thought that was a good comment too. That's a really
Um,
good idea.
yeah, I don't know. I because she says perfect mom, so is she referencing her daughter too? Obviously, right? Because then she goes on to
Yeah.
say that she was an oppressed stepmom,
Yeah.
officer's wife, and teacher. She spent so much time helping others, she didn't get to help herself. It's
Mm.
just, ugh.
Too much.
I don't.
Freudian slip. I think it was the excessive punishment that started Letitia's situation.
What do you
I,
mean by that? Do you mean
yeah.
the talk of, because there's a couple different discussions about the excessive punishment, and I know both of them, but I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, Peggy K says, I think it was abuse gone too far, and Lena was just lucky that she survived. I think Lena's very lucky that she survived.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Okay, Ariel Mama, that sounds good. Thank you. And then she says, as you can see, I am a Christian. Now, how are we supposed to see that she is a Christian from these letters?
Because she wrote it in a sentence. She
Because she
declared
wrote
it, and therefore it's true.
because she wrote the words Jesus Christ?
Because she learned while pursuing her, while being a doctoral candidate, that a declarative sentence declares something, don't you know?
Right.
Yeah.
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 I can't.
Amanda, good comment because, yeah, Lisa Irwin says she beat Gannon up over a candle. Pinky swear, Pinky. And then Amanda says, Lisa Irwin, was it really about a candle? Yeah. And you know that pinky promise thing? I used to do that with my kids up until that happened. When I
Mhm.
remember I heard that thing. In fact, Isabella like put her little pinky up the other day, and I was like, "Nah, we can fist bump." I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. She ruined it.
Yeah, see, I don't think there was a candle incident at all. I think
Either
I'm
do
with
I.
you,
That was
Freudian
just a
slip.
story,
You said you don't think there was the night before Gannon went missing, the so-called candle incident, which I
right?
think was anything. I agree. I've there's
You
so
don't.
many things that point to it not being a candle incident. One of
Mm-hmm.
the major things is that they had an ADT alarm system in their home, and that would have alerted for a fire.
Not only that, she claims that they all had to run out into the street and it
Right.
was winter time. Even if their alarm didn't work, wouldn't somebody see this happening and be like, "Oh, I'm going to call 911 because their basement's on fire." But wait, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder that too. Where'd it go? Tambra, you wonder if we will ever hear the true story. I'm afraid to hear the true story. I do think we will hear portions of it because there were other people present in the home that night, Lena and Harley being both of them. So I mean,
Yeah. And I think you're going to hear days up until the story too because kids talk.
yeah, they do. Poor Lena and poor Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet crazy, you think she threw the candle at him. I don't see the picture of the candle incident doesn't look
It
to
looks
be a
very
fight.
staged
It does.
and yeah, it looks like an attempt to destroy maybe some other evidence. Um, how do I get rid of what just happened? Oh, I'll burn it. And how do I explain burning it? Oh, a candle.
I agree. Freudian slip. Something else happened that night, but we may never know. Um, Jennifer Knight said she thinks that T will write a book from prison. She probably will. She's already talking about
Well,
stuff
if
like that.
Tad Daybell can write a book, so can she.
Gosh. Do people who write books in prison get editors?
Um, do people that write books and self-publish use editors? No. Apparently not, because they don't catch plagiarism, um, sick things that could one day really make you look bad in court when you murder your new wife's children. Yeah.
True. True. I don't know, guys. So, like we said, we're just flying off the cuff here. It's kind of
Yeah,
random just to come on here. We wanted to hear your thoughts about the letter. We can talk about other stuff too. Are any of you guys following the case of missing Kelly Brannon? That's another interesting
it is.
saga going on there.
Yes, Jodi Arias did sell paintings. Yes.
I'll never forget Jody's. Was it her statement she made after she was found guilty, where she stood up about survivors of domestic violence?
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Glowing
Disgusting.
member.
What did she say? Maybe the lady that wrote Watt's book will edit teas. There you go.
Copycat Kate, she'll just take the discovery and put it right
Yeah,
in the book.
there you go.
Oh,
Yes, Cammy. Yeah, we were talking about that. Kirk Nermy wrote a book. It was Surviving Jodi Arias. Yes, and she did talk about her grooming habits. Yes. She was overtly sexual. Very weird.
yeah. You know, I never watched that full trial. I just started watching it recently.
I
So,
couldn't. I was telling them while you were gone, I used to rush home from work, and it worked out for me because of the time difference. Because
yeah.
it was in Arizona, and I could, catch quite a bit of it. I
Lisa
was upset.
Irvin, you're open to there not being a candle. She recorded that you didn't do it on purpose. Pinky swear, what did she do? Yeah, I think we all want to know. And oh, yes, the pronunciation on Stout. For anybody who doesn't know, I think the very first time, maybe the first live I did on Gannon's case, I pronounced it Stout. But once I figured out how to pronounce it, I pronounced it the correct way. So it is pronounced Stout,
Hmm.
like sta, ow, ka. Yeah,
Stout.
Stout.
You can
Not
do it.
not stout, stout.
Remember Sesame Street used to do sta, out, stalk. Like two people going back and forth on the screen. Sta, out, stalk. Yeah. We had somebody ask us the other day if we knew who Gannon Stouch was.
Yes,
So,
we did. Literally, she. Do you know about the Gannon Stouch case? And I'm like, yeah, I know about that.
just a little
Um,
bit.
yeah. So some of you guys are very interested in Kelly's case. There's nothing new on that case right now. We're still, um, Melissa.
Betty.
It doesn't sound like it's spelled, but I think after 8 months, that I don't know. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm just gonna be,
Yeah. Yeah. And too many times Al stood up and said, "My name is Al Stalk."
yeah.
So we've heard it.
Um.
And the public information officer was very good about that too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we heard two different ones and talked quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So as far as Kelly, there's not any new updates. Well, I guess the newest update is that Texas EquiSearch is involved, and they
yes.
have a a link directly linked to Kelly's case. Now we've shared that, we updated it all over our groups, Twitter, our blog on Tumblr, our Instagram, our main Facebook page, and YouTube. So all the links for Kelly are in our most recent community post. If anybody sees her, has a tip about her, or anything that they think is relevant to finding Kelly, there are 4 different phone numbers that you can call. Those are the only confirmed phone numbers to call that all go directly to law enforcement, or um, organizations working with law enforcement, like Stoppers and Texas
Swanee
Search.
and Swanee County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, yeah, that's what law
Hmm.
enforcement. So,
Yeah.
um, hey Jen H, what do we think about the Fort Hood killings? Oh, so I started watching last night before I went to bed. There was a special this weekend on about Vanessa, and I didn't finish watching it because I was tired, but that's very sad. The Hood killings are bizarre. Something needs to be done there. It's very, very alarming.
It
And
is, and you know what's weird about that? And I know that like this is an isolated situation, but my stepson is there right now, and he says there's just not a lot of talk about it.
really,
Yeah, it's not really spoken about because believe me, I grilled him.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Ashley Kane. Tim's a good guy. Tim at Equisearch, he's a good guy.
Tim Miller is the best.
He is. Trying to keep up with your comments, guys.
Well, I've always heard a Newport Sig and bologna sandwich in the joint, but I have to update it for this century and say McDonald's sandwich and Sigs, but thank you. Ryan Ledford. Okay.
Is your
Oh,
son stationed in Fort Hood? Rainbow Bright?
well, Fort Hood is an army base and he's in the Navy.
Pronounce what name here? Pamela Trickett. What name do you want us to pronounce? Yes, Amy Elliott. Tim at Equisearch is helping to find Kelly. He's not like boots on the ground helping to find
Mm-mm.
her. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Sorry, Amy Elliott. He's not like boots on the ground looking to find her. He has dedicated a direct link to Kelly with a tip line going to Equisearch and is involved. So, will he ever be boots on the ground? We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so. He is amazing.
But he is generously using his platform to help get Kelly's case awareness. So
Yeah.
that's that in itself is wonderful. She needs national attention. She needs all the attention she can get. So that was a big deal the other day. At least, I mean, for us. So,
Oh, you want me to pronounce Cato's name? It's Cheryl Lynn, right? I always call her Copycat Cato. But isn't that her name, Amy? Cheryl Lynn Cato?
yeah. But you know what's weird? My sister-in-law's best friend, her name is spelled like that, but they call her Sherlyn.
Sherlyn. Oh, okay, that
Sherlyn.
makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm always like, Sherlyn? She's like, no, it's Sherlyn. And I'm like, is this an accent thing? I don't know. I don't speak that southern.
Yeah. So, oh, your daughter's name is Charlyn.
Ooh, that's
Did I,
pretty.
did I Charlyn Camille? Did I say that right?
Oh no. Irish one. I sound like a Kardashian? Yikes. I thought they spoke with vocal fry. Like,
What's that?
oh my god, I'm in YouTube. They
Oh,
vocal fry, they talk in the back of their throats.
gotcha. Gotcha. Um, did Kelly go online much? She was a very active blogger.
Mm-hmm.
And I say was because she's not blogging right now. There's no new blog post. Um, she did a lot of videos on Vimeo. She posted on YouTube. She did post on her Facebook. She did have some posts about Like internet security and stuff.
Yep.
But
Yeah, she was on a website about internet privacy or internet anonymity, and she used another social media platform called Bandcamp to promote her band and music projects. And she used a lot of like art networking sites as well. She wasn't like the big, I guess the big four of social media,
mhm.
but she used a lot of like different places, and she was very active on those. But she is not active on any of them that I'm aware of at this point.
Oh, okay, glowing number. So yours is pronounced Sherry Lynn. Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her social media is silent. Her voicemail is full. I believe when you call her phone, what? I believe when you call her phone, it goes straight to voicemail, that kind of stuff. So, Danielle, sounds like your pet peeve. Bad grammar grinds my teeth like a toothache. Yeah, I'm not a fan of bad grammar. I don't nitpick it though. I try not to. What do we think of Barry Morphew? Well, I don't know. I don't know what we think about him.
That case is difficult for me. It gets a lot more attention than like the Kelly Brannon case, but the similarities are that we don't have a lot of facts because law enforcement is not divulging anything.
Yes. Yeah.
So I personally don't have a lot of opinions on that case because I don't even have a place to start to
Right.
even give an educated guess to what might have happened.
Yeah. Amy Elliott, you feel like a psychotic episode wouldn't last this long, but I'm not an expert in that area. What do you think about Kelly? Hi. I don't know. I'm so confused. That case, Kelly's case is so draining, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, we have different reactions to every case we cover.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's case has been a whirlwind. Like, it makes
It's
your
like
head
a
spin.
it's an emotional vampire of a case for
Mhm.
like weird ways. Just because Kelly's different. Kelly's different because she hadn't lived in Gainesville that long. Her and Eddie have not been together that long, and although she knows a lot of people, she knows a lot of people, but those people don't all know each other. So she doesn't have like a consistent um, integrated social base, for lack of a better term. She just doesn't, and so you hear about, and I think this happens a lot in life. You hear different versions of Kelly from different people because with one group of friends, she was always Kelly and authentic, but with one group of friends, she was kind of like this, and with another group of friends, maybe she was at a different point in her life, and so she was like this, and so to it's not like you can get a bunch of people in a room that all were around her for 20 years consistently. And the only person um, that was there that's speaking out was there when she disappeared and was speaking out is Eddie,
Mhm.
because they were traveling and they were in a town where they knew no one. So, and again, law enforcement is not saying anything.
Right.
There's been several things that we've asked about. I mean, we were even asking about something not necessarily related to what happened to Kelly, but to Kelly's case today, and we can't get any answers.
Mhm.
So it's difficult. I wish they'd at least make a blanket statement. I don't know why they haven't.
It's very strange.
I can only think it's because they don't have the pressure of a lot of people knowing about this case.
That could be. I could go on and on and on probably about the things that I don't understand about Kelly's case. One of the things is, let me answer this really quick. Beverly said, "Do you think she would stay low for attention?" I don't think this long because of her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if she is staying low, I think it's because I don't know. Did she completely lose her mind and forget who she is? I don't know. I don't know the answers. I wish we did. Um, I don't know. It's
I wish when you don't have to apologize. I have no, it's not a big deal. And yes, it is Kelly Brannon. Kelly
Katie
Brannon.
too. Yes, her cell phone has been paid. It was paid for August and September. Eddie paid it in August, and her friend, Kelly's friend, paid it for September. So
Mm-hmm. I think the cutoff date on that bill is the 26th of the month. So we'll see if somebody picks it up again.
Aerodo, that is a serious question. When we talk to Eddie, we'll ask him.
Yeah.
Aerodo said, "I'm serious. What happened to the pizza?" Eddie said last time on Web Sleuth that Kelly took the pizza with her when she left the motel room. Yeah, I mean, we pick apart little facts like that. We want to know what happened
Mm-hmm.
to the pizza too. It's something we've questioned.
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, Sweet Crazy says, I think it's because she said she was leaving and said she was getting in a car with someone. I think that plays a big factor in this. That and the fact that there's, um, people that say Kelly hitchhiked. And Kelly documents it early on, in her 20s that she hitchhiked. And I believe the police said to Eddie the first day, like, hey, she probably just left. Like,
uh-huh.
we'll do a bolo, but it doesn't sound like an emergency. Nobody saw anything, nobody heard anything. Your girl
Yeah.
just wanted to go.
Amy Asif, I hope I said that correctly. Kelly is missing from Live Oak, Florida, which is about an hour and 20 minutes ish, about an hour from Gainesville. And the closest big city in Florida would be Lake City. And Kelly Brannon, I think Manda has shared her playlist down there. So if you don't know about Kelly Brannon, definitely check that out. She needs help. The more people that know, even if you just share her flyer,
Yeah.
um, and
We
get her
have
name out there.
yeah, Danielle and I have even discovered over, probably the last, I can't remember when we had that phone call, but maybe 5 or 6 nights ago or whatever, somebody, several states away finally heard about it and they were friends and they had no idea and reached out to us. So the more we share, the more that maybe other people will come forward. I suppose, there's a possibility that she found somebody and they're helping to take care of her. I want to hope things like that. I,
Mhm.
I have to hope things like that.
Yeah, I hope things like that too. I think people are confused because this was originally titled um about
Leticia
Leticia
Truth Bomb.
South. Yeah, I changed it because we're talking about other stuff and I don't want people to just be confused or anything. But
Really, Cat N? Lake City is 15 minutes away from you? Yeah. So if you haven't heard of it in Lake City, that says something.
wow,
That's why we need this. We need her flyer shared. We need her story shared. We need her story out there.
yes. Kimberly M, yes, she did get back pay from security. However, she left behind all of her money, any cash that she had, as well as her card that she had got from the SSI office that had the
And,
money on it.
and her identification. The only thing she had with her that we are told that's legal with her name on it that would not suffice as identification anyways was her car registration,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
nothing else.
Melissa Haar, her mother, Kelly's mother is in New Hampshire. That is where Kelly's originally from. And her mother is elderly. Um, I guess there's different interpretations of elderly. So her mom is only like 74, but I don't think that she is a very
Active 74-year-old.
active 74. Yeah, I
Did you
know.
think about my mom when you corrected yourself? Because she got so
Not
mad
just
the
your
last
mom,
time.
my grandma, because my grandma's around that age and she's on the
Yeah,
go, you know. So it just depends. I know
right.
Kelly's mom had fallen and broken her hip a while ago, and she's had some health issues. So I think she's doing what she can with what she has. Kelly's father passed away when she was 5 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and she does have a brother, but we don't know much about him. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's much involvement there.
Her mother hasn't spoken out publicly, no. And um,
I know her mom is very upset, as
yes.
any mother would be. You're welcome, Robin. I'm glad that you have at least heard of her case because it's, I'll be honest, when we started covering this case, I didn't think it would be a case that we would keep covering, not because we weren't interested. I thought Kelly would show up.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to be anything like what it's turned into. So,
Mm-mm. No.
um, and Kimberly, if somebody wanted the back pay, I mean that's been a theory, but the money's still on her card, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
if
And
they
she left
wanted.
it behind.
Yeah, yeah. Kelly would always call her mom and stuff too, so that's another alarming thing.
Yeah. And she had just
Um,
given her mom a pet. And so
mhm.
our understanding is that she called her mom like, like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they kept in touch.
Hmm.
But she had recently given her a pet. And so she was calling more often to check to see how her mom was doing with that. And so if there's anybody she was going to call, it would be her mom. And she hasn't. And it's also important that not only Eddie, but other people have said, yes, Kelly would fall off the face of the earth, for a couple days, but whoever was closest to her at that point, Kelly would be in contact with that person. Even when
Right.
she was mad at her boyfriend or something, she would maybe take off on a Monday night and then all night Monday night being, calling, like, I'm at a bus stop because of you. I'm sitting at Denny's because of you. I hate you. My socks are wet. Like, those kind of things that happen with couples sometimes. So, no judgment there. It's not in her character to be out of contact, especially for this long.
Hmm.
That's one thing that everybody across the board agrees about. Um, her friends are very troubled by this, and um, they're very troubled by Eddie. And, and then you've got the people that's, stand with Eddie. It really shouldn't be that way. It should be about Kelly. We just need to find Kelly. That's the way it's supposed to be. But the one thing across the board that they can all agree on is that Kelly has broken her pattern, and this is very serious and very concerning.
Absolutely. AJ, I can't believe that AJ said that she's in Colorado and there's people out there who haven't heard of the Watts case. Most of
That's
her
crazy.
coworkers had no clue about it, and then she said it must be um, is true crime people a special breed? It must be.
Right? Kelly was in a band. She was in a couple of bands. Bendham 63. And Robin Lane, did you say she had a loaded debit card with her disability payment? Yeah, our understanding is that she had like a government issued card where her Social Security benefits were electronically transferred. And she had, I guess she didn't even know that she had qualified to receive the payments and she had moved. And then one day she got this card in the mail and it had a significant balance on it from back payments. And that was kind of like what was going to finance their move because they were intending on moving from Gainesville, Florida to Detroit, Michigan.
Beverly said, "Do you need flyers sent to shelters, hospitals, YMCA? If you could message me, that would be great
Yep.
because we are working on that. And it would be great to have even just some advice or input if you're interested in that particular thing that we are doing."
Pamela Tricker?
Is it
I have
Ari or Ari? I think I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. So let me know which way to say your name. Ari Lynch said, "Is there a video where from wherever she got the pizza or wine?
not that we're
Um,
aware of.
Wonder what it would show in terms of her mood." That's a good point.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fancy Nancy, she she was receiving benefits for PTSD. It's also been said that she had PMDD. Um, but based on some of the things that we've heard, I believe she has some other mental um, issues that were
Yes.
probably left undiagnosed or misdiagnosed.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yes. Bendham 63, Eddie's in a band too. They toured together. Their band members interloped. I don't know if that's the right word, but like intermingled. Like, you play in my band, I play in your band, but they have different band names because there's one
Well,
extra person.
they met because Kelly was on tour doing her own tour and went down to Gainesville and she met Eddie. And they met for one night and Kelly made her way back up to New England. And then they talked every day and they decided to go on a tour together. And Eddie went up to met her in New York and they made their way from New York. They were up in the East Coast for a little bit doing some gigs around there. They tried to get into New Brunswick and couldn't get in. They made their way south. They were in places like Columbus, um, Nashville, Birmingham, New Orleans, and then settled in Gainesville at, I want to say it was the end of 2019,
Yes.
like fall of 2019, maybe summer, late summer, early fall. And then they were in the Gainesville area from December-ish until July when they ended up in Live Oak while they were heading up to Detroit. They were leaving Florida. So Kelly has friends all over the place.
She does.
Yeah,
From the time she can move about on her own.
for
And they are
sure.
spread far and wide. Yep.
So we're probably gonna, I don't know, wrap this up shortly. Like I said, we kind of just flew off the cuff here. Unless you guys have any other stuff you want to talk about, any other emoji ideas you want to drop, or any other questions or anything you found interesting about Leticia's letter. Um, Amy, you're typing. I hear you.
I know. I know. I'm sorry. I should have muted my mic.
You're, you're fine.
I'm almost done. All right, there we go. Nope, because autocorrect got the best of me.
Yeah. So,
Let's see.
do we think whoever picked up Kelly didn't hurt her? I don't know.
I don't.
I
Yeah.
pray that they didn't hurt her. I pray that she
I
just got
think.
off in a car with somebody. I hope. Oh my gosh, my kids. Um, can you hear that?
I
Um,
think if she got in the car with somebody, considering that it is said that she was heavily drinking that night, she had had some um, mental episodes prior to this, recent, in recent time, in a recent time frame, that there is a chance that she bailed out of that car for whatever reason. If one little thing, I've got to find a better word for trigger, but if one little thing triggered her, she would be out of that car in a heartbeat, and I'm not sure that a stranger would have the patience for it.
Robin Lane said we should have merch that says, Mel G, we hate your book too. Could we have merch that said, Mel G, we set your book on fire? Wouldn't
No,
that
because
be silly?
I'm all about Fahrenheit 451. I don't want to burn books. I save them.
No, these are burnable books. I'm telling you.
No,
They
you
were
you can decoupage with them or something. I
a
don't
huge
know.
waste of money. I will not decoupage with Melanie Gibbs books.
Okay, well,
I'll mail it back to her before I do that.
maybe you can use it to soak up grease or something. I don't know. And then because it's ruined, you can use it as an incendiary item.
Oh my gosh. I'll mail it to Leticia.
There you go. She'll be like, I'll just rub it on my body.
You guys,
Smoke some cigars.
then Leticia will be writing people letters with LDS scriptures in them.
Lord.
I'm not saying anything against the LDS. I'm just saying, like, Leticia would read this book and she would probably use it as like a metaphor in one of her letters to somebody, and it would be an LDS scripture because Melanie's book is full of scriptures. So maybe that's how we could find out about Letitia's real faith and if what she's saying is true.
Maybe we could be human kites for letters between Lori and Leticia.
Christmas decorations. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my.
you can bend the pages onto triangles and make those table Christmas trees like like grandmas used to do with phone books.
Yeah, sweet crazy. Melanie wrote a book. I have it sitting on my coffee table. It's called Feel the Fire. That's why I said we should have merch that said Melanie, we burned your books.
It was to fuel the fire.
Feel the fire.
No, I know it's a joke. Fuel the
Oh,
fire.
oh.
If you're gonna burn it.
Flew over my head. Sorry.
I felt the burn when I read it.
Oh, okay. So it's Airy, right? Like Ariana or Ariana. I don't know. I have a cousin named Ariana, but everybody pronounces that name differently. I've seen it Ariana, 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 and Ariana. So thank you for letting me know, Ari.
That's
Um,
right. We can make two batshit crazy women unite. They'd be like, Wonder Twins powers activate. Form of a portal.
oh, Leticia would donate it to the jail library. She
Oh, so
might.
sweet.
She might. So funny. All right, you guys, I think we're gonna call it a night. Again, anybody who listens to the replay, we were flying off the cuff here. What else can I say? I know I said too much. Anything else that we need to cover?
Um, let's see. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a live. Thank you for everybody that purchased YouTube memberships. We greatly appreciate it. And to our patrons as well. If you're interested in Patreon, we can drop a link down there. We do. We schedule Patreon and YouTube membership lives once a week. It's super
Mhm.
fun. We're starting to really dial into what you guys want, and it's a much more laid back atmosphere. It's a little like tonight, but probably a little bit more organized, wouldn't you say? Not that tonight was bad. I think tonight is what we needed. I think we needed to sit and chat, but definitely consider doing that, and it also helps support the channel, because most of what happens here comes out of our pockets. So it's nice to have a little help in that department. We want to grow and be able to bring you other things, and sometimes we're just financially limited. So, and we're not real comfortable talking about that very much. It's just not our nature at all. So
I
we
was
appreciate.
thinking we might do a watch discussion in Patreon because that's not really something
I'd love to do that because you know
we
that.
want to do on YouTube, open
Mm-mm.
in public. So, yeah, that's on the list. I
We
don't know.
usually do those on what, Saturday nights?
Yeah, Saturday nights, and our
Yeah,
Patreon lives are pretty laid back and
they
really
are. They're
relaxed.
kind of fun. They're like hanging around in the living room with your friends. Only, we're in quarantine, so we all do it from our own house, but, it is what it is. You don't have to wear pants. So, yeah.
All right, guys. On that note, thank you to our bomb squad, everybody down in the chat, our F bombers, everybody who's a sub, and everybody who's down there talking and joined in tonight. Thank you for joining us. You're awesome. We appreciate you, and we're very grateful for you. You make our channel what it is. And
Always.
on that note, I'm going to say goodnight and head out of here.
Good night, everybody. See you
Good,
soon.
good night, guys.